Pap and sauce. How's it, donkeys? Welcome to African Flavours episode 1. Into a large saucepan or a wok, being out a little Asian in me, with 750 grams of just cold water and then 2 cups of Miellie meal or maize, but better known as Miellie meal. Quick interruption. This is maize or Miellie meal. This is what we make the pap with. This is white corn that's been dried and then pounded or ground. Pounded back in the day, my grandmother used to pop it. Ground into this white powder. Because of this stuff, a lot of families all over South Africa and some African countries have food to eat every day. So thank you to all the white corn farmers of South Africa. That sounds terrible. I mean as in white corn, not white South African corn. Never mind. Thank you to all the South African farmers for producing this amazing grain. In with a good 2 pinches of salt on a medium heat. We're gonna slowly bring this to a simmer because we want it to slowly cook and thicken. At the same time, we want the starches basically absorb all the water. At this stage, just keep whisking, but stirring every now and then, just to prevent it from sticking to the bottom and forming lumps. This is thickening quite fast now. And what I like to do at this stage, because it's not cooked yet, I go in with 300 grams of whole milk. This will cool down the pap at the same time. This enriches it and gives it more time to cook. So what we need to do now is just cook off the moisture until it's thick and comes together. Look, it's spitting, doing them on. So please be careful. As you can see, it's coming together again. And I can smell, it's nearly cooked. Do you know what the smell is like? When you pop popcorn and you just open the pan after popcorning, that whiff amazingness. That's what it smells like, baby. Like fresh popcorn. This is a very, very traditional South African dish, pap is. Some households live on this only, with a bit of salt, and that would be there sometimes breakfast, lunch and dinner. But that being said, because we are such a diverse and multicultural country, some parts of South Africa do not eat pap at all. I do. I love it. Also, very, very, very important, this is non-stick pan. I can guarantee you there's a 99.99 and more nines chance that the bottom of this will scorch a bit. But that caramelized bottom characteristic of the pap is part of the beauty of making pap. It gives it such a beautiful nutty flavor. This is now ready. This is the consistency you want. And then, very important, yeah, I'll tell you, taste. But the consistency is more important for you to know if it's cooked or not. It shouldn't taste powdery or floury. Yummy! At this stage, I take this off the heat and let it sit and sort of cool down to room temperature. This part of the dish is almost equally as important as the pap. Even people who do not eat pap does make this sauce. So, 2 medium-sized red onions. Now, you want this chunky, you want bits of the vegetables in the sauce, but not like that. We want like that, not a puree sauce. It's a chunky sauce, but texture and character. There's peppers. As you can see, I'm quite rough with it because it's not like, doesn't have to be precise. 2 cloves of garlic. This is the key to this sauce. Piri piri chili. I'm using 1. But if your kids can handle the heat, put 10. Why not? Seeds and all. Fresh tomato. You can use a can of chopped tomatoes, but this is a fresh tomato sauce. It's not gonna have the same flavor, texture as when you use the chopped tomatoes. Just stick that in the bowl. So, in a medium-high pan, I'm gonna go in with a good amount of oil. The oil is going to help with the emulsification of the sauce. First in is our veggies. Chili, stick it all in at once. Give that a quick mix. Now we're going to let this cook. Not so much brown, but we're going to sweat it down quite hard until the veggies become translucent. At this stage, I want to go in with some salt. We're going to season quite heavily. I'm going to go with 3 good pinches of sea salt, 1 teaspoon of dried oregano, 1 teaspoon sweet paprika, and a half a teaspoon of smoked paprika. Give that 30 seconds in the pan with the herbs and spices, and then we're going to go in with 2 tablespoons of tomato puree, and very important, a good heaped tablespoon of brown sugar. I'm using dark brown sugar because I like it dark, as you know. And then we're going to cook this out. Because we added sugar and the tomato paste is reduced, we need to balance it with an acid. You can use red wine or apple cider vinegar. I'm using malt vinegar. 2 tablespoons, and then straight in with your fresh tomatoes. The fresh tomato will sort of deglaze the pan, and then we're going to cook the fresh tomato into the sauce so it sort of takes on all that reduced flavor. When your sauce starts looking like a puree again, we're going to go with about a cup of water, 250 grams. Turn the heat back down to a medium. Give it a stir. Now we're just going to let that simmer right down till it's just thick sauce consistency. So I'm going to go in with 2 cold knobs of butter. About a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, maybe 3. What this will do, it will enrich the sauce slightly, will make it luscious, slightly creamier than we would normally have it in South Africa. Hey booty, hey booty. This tastes like home for me. And I want, this is why I want to share these recipes. We're going to travel all over Africa and make the most amazing African food. This is the first one. This sauce, I'm sure you've made tomato sauces like this, but that little touches makes this very, very unique to where I'm from. Our pap has rested. We're going to go in with a very healthy amount of butter. Traditionally, again, we don't put butter in, but I like to put because it just makes it creamy and richer. So about 2 tablespoons, heaped tablespoons of butter, and then we're just going to work it like you would work a mashed potato. I'm going to say this again. Mommy, if you're watching, I know it's not that pap that we make normally. I want people from every background all over the world to try this. And if we make it that thick traditional, I don't know how people approach it. So I wanna make it accessible for everyone, man. Just feel me. Feel what I'm trying to get at. So, taste. This stuff gets so hot. Brand your lipper off. I don't need to say more, man. It's rich, it's creamy. It's got such a creamy mouthfeel, man. It's amazing. This is why I want everyone to try this stuff. This ingredient is going to be hard to find in the UK, America, China, wherever you are. But go to Amazon.com. I will leave a link in the description and buy this. That Iwiso #1. Not sponsored, but Iwisa, if you want, give us a call. If we're going international, man, with our food, give us a call. Iwisa #1. Iwisa #1. And then we're just going to make a nice little pretend rocher or quenelle, whatever you want to call it, onto the beautiful little plate or any bowl, or put it on the table if you want. And just on the side here. So there we have it. Pap and Sous from South Africa. African Flavours, episode 1 in the bag. Here we go. Bit of sauce, bit of pap. Wait, look. Can I just say, I have no idea what I want to say. Dude, look. It's like, there's nothing that you've ever tried that's going to be like that if you're not South African and have had pap and sauce. This is entry level to African food, like traditional, hardcore, barefoot entry level to African food. And if you want that African food flavors, try pap and sauce. Now go and pick some tomatoes from your garden that you don't have, chop some onions, and make yourself some pap and sauce. And don't forget, as always, tell your neighbors, to tell their neighbors, to tell your grandfather who passed away 20 years ago, our chef Don Kiro, because we took it to Africa. See you later. Bye! Quick interruption to it with acidity and a slight umami smokiness. See, this is why I add the smoked paprika. Paprika. Man say paprika. I'm using one because my daughter will go, it's too spicy, of course. Grew up here in Europe. Every time I make something spicy, honestly, my baby, she's 6 years old now. I obviously tell her, this was a little bit spicy, but I tell her after I gave her a spoon.